Twitter. Twitter's a dumping ground. I grew up in Seattle, and we used to have this little, it was a newspaper like Craigslist, right, where you put garage sales or you had to sell furniture. It's called Little Nickel, and it's where all the junk went. And you looked it up, and that's, to me, what Twitter has literally become. It's just a junk. People just put junk. They retweet something, even at iMedia, we're retweeting stuff that's not very relevant and nobody really cares about, but we're retweeting it because we want to retweet it. And the other thing that cracks me up about it, we built the internet. We can do anything, but Twitter limits you to 140 characters, which just makes no logical sense, right? So then we all go, oh, yay, 140 characters, awesome. And then we have Bitly, because 140 is not enough. So we create this newspeak. So even reading a tweet is like I have to memorize RT, @ hashtags. They just make it more than 140 characters. So it's silly. I think we're going to look back on it and go, that was way too much free time.
I've always kind of had in the back of my head that Twitter would be that one. I think they have issues with spam, and I think affiliates are coming in and reposting offers, and also pretending to be brands that they aren't, and it's just I feel like there's something missing there. I also feel that potentially them going to more of an advertising based model, or how they're going to incorporate advertising into the platform, it's going to be really interesting. It might be intrusive. It might detract from what brands are trying to do with their Twitter accounts, with their Twitter campaigns.
It's funny, I just did a case study at the Marketers Only meeting on daily deal sites because they're so interesting to me, yet I think 6 months from now, while there are 500 of them currently, I think there will probably be 3 to 5 players that will actually stand out and continue to be successful. People are going to get so sick of getting 10 to 20 emails in their inbox every single day. Well, it's really exciting right now because it's so new. It's just going to get really, really old. And I know that a lot of the retailers have had issues with not being able to take the volume of customers that are actually driven from that channel. So I think I wonder if it's here to stay, but I think it's kind of a fad, and a couple players will be there in the end.
I'm not sure if it's a platform, because I think like the social gaming space will get larger, but I think the certain ones that are popular right now will eventually fall out of favor, whether it's Mafia Wars or Farmville. I think they have to have an arc of some sort, and they may not fall completely out of favor, but people are going to move on to other ones that they find more engaging, I think. But I think as a space, it's not going anywhere. It's getting bigger, but maybe those particular properties.
Wired recently did the article about the web being dead. I think that's a great headline, but that in some regards it's true, in that we're going to see behaviors that are going to have people using more tablets, more mobile to access information, utilize social media, etc. I don't think the desktop is necessarily going to go away, as much as it's going to be relegated to a different role in the household. Sort of like how if we look at the behavior of sort of the teen demographic with their technology, generally the way they perceive email and the way they perceive SMS are their different purposes. They look at email as a longer format. SMS is short format, and they use those specifically for those purposes. I think that the desktop is going to be the same way, which is, yes, I'm going to sit down on my desktop to work on spreadsheets, develop in-depth documents, etc. But when it comes to email, SMS, it's all going to start moving over to mobile and tablet.